So yeah, I mean, I will battle him.
I reverse punches. Wait, you're a Claymore? I'm Achilles. I'm more clay. I'm
Step back from the throne. You less than popping second option. I ain't asked for you, Holmes. My other op can't travel. He ain't asked to be home. He got a C3POs. Now it's Attack of the Clones. What? What? He gonna fucking die!
Close this shit! Close this shit!
Purchase your ticket to be in the building or catch it live on pay-per-view stream.
The closure card. Very dope concept. I feel like that we launched out there once upon a time and we doubled back. We grabbed you. This is a real grudge match, man. You and Bigg K, man. How do you feel about this finally getting locked in before I even get into the matchup? Just it being locked in. Like, what's your mind state?
No, I'm definitely glad it got locked in. I didn't want it to like keep going and blowing over, and then finally, you know, like it just kind of happened for no reason at the wrong time. You know what I mean? So I definitely am glad. I love having high profile battles at the end of the year as well, you know, because we kind of based years on how you kind of finished down the stretch, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so to me, that's super. Yeah, that's super dope too, you know, to be able to get, you know, a high profile battle on, you know, one of the best leagues in the world at the end of the year. So I was definitely excited. And then, you know, my opponent is a dope MC, I guess, you know, you would consider, you know, a good name. So I'm excited about that too. But yeah, the grudge match feel, I don't really have a lot of those. I've had one grudge match before, really, probably. And I don't even know that it was like a grudge match to the public. It was more of a grudge match internally. It was me and Ilmac. There was like stuff that was going on, like all kinds of stuff that was going on like months up into the battle to where we just didn't like each other type stuff. But it wasn't like necessarily a public, you know, like, oh, the world sees A Ward and Ilmac as his brother, you know? So, but with Bigg K, you know, I mean, it's been going for like probably 3 or 4 years, you know?
Oh, hold on. But yeah, because I definitely want to jump into that. And I want to focus on that for a second. But there's something very important that we got to make sure that we get in front of both you guys for the fans, because when we get in there on November 19th, this is the main event of Closure 2. It's a grudge match. Are we going to be able to have tight rounds for the time limits? Because we know Bigg K will stick to the time limits. Now, I believe that we got 3-minute rounds plus grace, which is 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think because it's a grudge match, K wouldn't mind if, you know, here and there, a little bit over the grace. I think me and him had a conversation of, but for the most part, if we ending around that time.
I'm writing 3 10s just to leave rebuttal time. You know what I mean? Like, so as long as we stop it for crowd reaction, you know, I'm writing 3 10s. Normally, I don't rebuttal longer than 20 seconds around or anything like that. You know, it's usually kind of like 10, 15, whatever, something. So yeah, I'm writing right around 3 10, leave room for rebuttal. So that's what I do. So no, I ain't worried about it. I don't got to go OD on Bigg K. Like, you know, it's not somebody that, like, you know, I have to have something to talk to him about for 6 minutes. Like, yeah, I ain't passing out no flyers. I'm not doing none of that stuff. You don't got to stop my time for me to pull a cell phone out to get a folder out my backpack. Nothing.
That's 2 shots now.
Yeah.
That's 2 shots wrapped in there if y'all keeping up. All right.
And I'm the kind of person where I write my rounds where I want to end my round where I want to end my round. And the last thing I want is somebody talking during the last few seconds of my round. So like, regardless of if it's 3:15, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to irritate me because I know how I want to come full circle in my round. So if I know that he's the kind of person to do that, I'm gonna make sure that I don't put him in a position to where he's gonna have to talk through my rounds or look at you or do anything crazy, you know?
All right. So I'm glad we knocked out the time limit thing, so fans don't have to have any concerns there. They're getting everything that they need out of a matchup like this because it is a grudge match. But speaking of grudge matches, I mean, sometimes you see battlers, your peers online, they'll put out a tweet or jump in an interview. They'll cook up a bag real quick or they cook up a grudge real quick. And I'm not mad at it. You know, sometimes dope matchups come out of that. But this right here, you versus Bigg K, is a real grudge match. So before we even hear a single rap, I feel like it's real important for us to understand from your perspective, because I asked this to K, I didn't put it out yet, to be fair to both of y'all. Where did this grudge start? What's the history of this between you two guys? How did you guys get to a point where you truly, truly dislike each other?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to dislike K. It's easy to dislike K because he's so is the word forth going? No. He jumps out the window about battlers that he doesn't like before he's ever even, you know what I mean? Like I think 3-4 years ago in Talkback, you know, people, of course, I'm on the rise and King of the Dots.
The Facebook group?
Yeah, Talkback, King of the Dots, Talkback Facebook group. You know, I'm on the rise, of course. I've battled Real Deal, DNA, Peanut over there, maybe Cortez by them. So, we want to see A-Ward, Bigg K. You know, Bigg K was battling over there consistently. And, you know, Bigg K does what Bigg K does. Like, you know, eat shit, nerds. I'm not battling that Christian. You know, he's corny. He sucks. He's this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's his response. You know, I don't know Bigg K from nothing. You know what I mean? And, like, so part of you wants to know, like, oh, are you trying to sell this battle? Like, is this what you're doing to sell the battle? But then he literally said, I will never battle A-Ward. So honestly, I don't know why we're here in the first place. He said, I will never take that battle, you know, like the screenshots are there, you know, of the responses and comments. And, you know, he's been very vocal about not liking Christian, you know, bold Christian battle rappers or that type of stuff.
I did hear that.
And then, yeah. And then, you know, it kind of progressed, you know. So then it got to the point to where I'm a little irritated by it. So I respond back and forth or whatever. Of course, he blocks me, you know, like just about any and everybody or whatever. So I don't have a lot of like dialogue back and forth with him. But I'm getting to the point to where people are continuing to ask for this battle. And he's continuing to comment on, you know, that dude's corny. He's trash. Why would I battle him? He sucks. He's Christian lame. Ain't nobody trying to hear about Jesus. Like it's such an easy insult for somebody like Bigg K, right? Ain't nobody trying to hear about that Jesus, whatever, you know what I mean? So I finally get to the point where I'm like, well, shoot, like, you know, I've always appreciated his talent. I can appreciate people's talent, whatever. But I'm like, bro, like, are you really talking this kind of craziness when you battle like 3-4 times a year at 2-minute rounds and all you do is punchline? Like what are we talking about right now? You know, and not to mention over the last year and a half, like, what have you even done to like move or shake the culture since the Adi Boom round? You know, like nothing. You've had some good battles, a couple good battles, but most of the time you're in there rapping 90-second rounds instead of 2-minute rounds. You're pulling your phone out, you're doing all this stuff, and then you just put on this big, you know, braggadocious, like, you know, masculine, like, kick stuff off the stage. I don't care what you think. I'm Bigg K. But shut up. You know, like that's where it got to with me, you know? So I'm like, yo, like, we need to lock this in because, like, if you're going to keep commenting on me, talking about, hey, I would never battle him, you know, but now apparently, I don't know what's going on, why he decided to take the battle now. But I'm just like, all right, man, like, lace up then, you know, lace up. I think it might have to do with, you know, people always categorize us too in like the white battle rapper type thing or whatever. You know, I don't know if there's like some weird like aggression towards me for being like another like white battle rapper or something. I don't know what it is, but the dude just don't like me, you know? And
it's funny because he did in his joint with me. He did have a perspective about the two white battlers. So I'm gonna put
I don't normally like that either, but I'm just like, I wonder if there's just some kind of like, you know, it's easier for, you know, him to be like, man, that dude's trash. Like I'm the only, you know, I don't know what it is, but like he continually just says things that make absolutely no sense. You know, A-Ward, he can't rap. What do you mean? Like, I literally rap my tail off in battles, you know? I got into the Philly flow, you know what I mean? I've done all kinds of different cadences, different style switches and stuff like that. I'm not a battle rapper that just comes up there 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar. Like, I epitomize rapping in battle rap. You know what I mean? Like, he's trash. He's not as good as any of these guys. I'm on the same top 50 of all time list as you, that you literally tweeted out and said, I rock with this list and the guy that wrote it. But now, you know, all of a sudden I'm, you know, so like he just runs his mouth so much. And that's why I was like, look, if I battle him, I'm not doing these little 2-minute rounds. You know what I mean? Where we can just jump in here and be like, all right, whoop-de-whoop, haymaker, gobstopper, boat doctor, show copper, low ride, whatever he does, whatever, you know, and then get out of there with a slogan, you know, like come talk to me.